In this short video, we'd like to answer some questions you as a new employee and your family might have about Yellow Freight System, the very proud transportation company whose color doesn't match its name.
Just how exactly are employees treated at Yellow?
Exactly like customers. Now you're probably saying to yourself, I bet you tell that to all the new employees. And we do, because it's absolutely true. You see, our sole mission as a company is to continually satisfy the users of Yellow's transportation services, our consumers, so they'll become loyal, consistent users. In order to do that, we realize we have to be as efficient as humanly possible organizationally. As a Yellow employee, then, you automatically become one of the company's internal customers, because you're either serving our consumers directly or serving fellow Yellow employees who do. You'll be treated by everyone who works with you as the person who needs to be satisfied. If you always have what you need to do your work better, and you provide another employee with the same, this place is going to operate more smoothly and efficiently with a great attitude. And obviously, the better we are at those things, the better our services will be to our consumers, which will greatly increase our chances to satisfy them. Oh, and there's one other reason why you'll be treated like a customer. We want you to feel very, very good about working here.
What's the second largest industry in America?
Gee, what a great question, and perfect for this video. In the U.S., transportation is second only to agriculture, and every bit as important. Think about it. Without a sophisticated transportation system, how could we get all those great agricultural goods to huge cities like Los Angeles, California, and smaller places like Topeka, Kansas, with equal effectiveness? Our ability to move products reliably, safely, and efficiently in a country that's more than 3,000 miles between coasts is critical and helps keep us competitive in a constantly changing world. Obviously, an extremely vital cog of the transportation industry is the shipment of goods, and we're proud to say Yellow is one of the biggest contributors. With over 24,000 people on the Yellow team, we're one of the industry's leaders, using trucks, rail, air, and sea to meet consumer needs around the world. Our goal is simple, really, to treat each shipment with special care in a timely, hassle-free manner, regardless of what it is and where it's going. Now, as you might guess, competition in the transportation industry is tough and getting tougher. That's why doing whatever it takes to put the consumer's needs first is so critical. We understand it's their business we're transporting, so we carry the responsibility of enhancing their reputations by picking up and delivering their goods on time and undamaged. It's a commitment that makes Yellow the best in providing world-class consumer satisfaction.
So why is the name yellow, but the color's orange?
We wondered when you were going to ask that one. It all started in 1921 when A.J. Harrell, our founder, decided to go into business with his brother, who happened to own the Yellow Cab Company of Oklahoma City. A few years later, they bought 2 trucks and started a hauling business, which they named the Yellow Cab Transit Company. To make a long story short, those 2 trucks became very, very busy, primarily due to the attention the brothers, A.J. in particular, paid to consumer needs. It's the one thing that's never really changed here, and the one reason for the orange. You see, A.J. was concerned about road safety, to mention nothing of public image. So, in the 1930s, he commissioned the E.I. DuPont Company to determine the exact shade of color that would be the most visible from the greatest distance. DuPont came up with Swamp Holly Orange, a decision that helped set the tone for our present-day philosophy of doing what's right, not just for the good of the company, but for the good of everyone involved with the company. And that's why Yellow's color is orange.
So, how about a quick history lesson?
Sure, but it'll have to be very quick, because this is supposed to be a short video. Ready? Here it goes. In 1944, A.J. Harold sold the freight operations to a New York-based investment group, and the name of the company was changed to Yellow Transit Company. In 1952, the company was acquired by the George E. Powell Group, and the entire operation was moved to Kansas City. Oh, and the name was changed again, this time to Yellow Transit Freight Lines Incorporated. The company became a transcontinental carrier in 1965, with routes extending to both the Atlantic and Pacific coasts. 3 years later, the name was changed once again to Yellow Freight System Incorporated. Yellow expanded into the Northwest in 1975, an area not previously served by the company. In 1985, with a total number of U.S. terminals at 508, Yellow began its first service into Canada. 1992 brought initial service to Europe. 3 years later, the company began service to the Asia-Pacific market. In 1996, A. Maurice Myers was hired as chairman, CEO, and president, the first man in 44 years not named Powell to guide Yellow Corporation. He in turn hired Bill Zollers as president of Yellow Freight System, and together began improving the company's performance almost immediately. Whew, we covered 70-something years pretty fast. But as you can see, Yellow has had a very exciting history, and thanks to new management, an equally exciting future.
Okay, so what stands out more than yellow?
When you're talking about transportation services, nothing else comes to mind, really. This very minute, Yellow's serving thousands of consumers in hundreds of cities throughout the United States, Canada, Mexico, Latin America, Europe, and the Asia Pacific. That's a lot of swamp holly orange on the road. The fact is, the little company that started by carrying dry goods from Oklahoma City to Tulsa is now one of the biggest providers in North America, and one of the biggest in the world, carrying everything from airplane parts to zoology textbooks. We also happen to believe we're the best, because Yellow has evolved into a strong service-driven organization, focusing on consumer needs by making it easy to do business with us. One way we do that is by moving shipments quickly and efficiently from point to point. It takes special coordination, and no one does it better than Yellow. Our system has strategically located distribution centers, serving as consolidation and distribution facilities for the thousands of shipments we're asked to carry each day. They're connected to more than 380 terminals, offering local pickup and delivery to over 35,000 communities in all 50 states, and to virtually all populated communities throughout the world. We might start, for example, by picking up a shipment of airplane parts and bringing it back to the terminal. Those parts are then placed with other shipments and sent to a Yellow distribution center. There, the shipments are unloaded and consolidated with other shipments going to the same location. So those airplane parts might end up on the same route with a load of zoology textbooks. At the delivery terminal, the shipments are broken out again for local delivery. The airplane parts to the factory on one side of town, the zoology textbooks to the university bookstore on the other. And to make certain each one of these shipments travels to their destinations as fast and smooth as possible, we've flattened our organizational structure and taken the decision-making process closer to the consumer. Because of what we do and how we do it, Yellow is looked at with envy by the competition as the leader to follow. So no matter how you look at it, nothing on the road stands out more than Yellow. And we're not just talking color here. Now it's my turn to ask a question. Guess whose future is as bright as its logo? Of course, it's a rhetorical question, because there's absolutely no guessing about it. Yellow has the technology, the leadership, the consumer-focused direction, and the people that make us the force to be reckoned with in transportation as we move toward the millennium. With his take on the future, here's Bill Zollers, president of Yellow Freight System.
Welcome to Yellow Freight. I'm glad you're joining our great company. We're a proud organization, and for good reason. Nobody moves North America's commerce better than Yellow. And that's because no other transportation company has the people we have. The best, the most successful. The job we perform at Yellow is a service. We do not make or sell products, but those who do depend on us to move their goods to market safely intact, and on time, and to help them create a competitive advantage with their customers. While transporting goods to market is an old trade, one significant difference is changing our industry: technology. Because we lead our competition in this area, our future prospects as a company continue to expand. Welcome to Team Yellow.
The anticipation of such a bright future is one big reason why Yellow Pride is as real as it gets. Nobody's faking it here. There's a genuine feeling at Yellow that we're all in this thing together, and that we're all going to pull together for the good of the consumer and ultimately for the good of the company. Without question, our people are proud to say they work for Yellow, and just as proud to explain why our color is orange.